right. So I will be showing you guys a video which is 20 minutes long of me walking through the ACA show. So you'll be seeing Hot Girl Summer. I think Black Pope was made by this time, but you'll be seeing Cane River. Some of my paintings I inspired from the Virtual Boy headset gaming system, where they'll have like black light type of paint, which is red and black, that goes fluorescent. But that's like in the more the hallway of the show. And what else are they gonna have? They're gonna have like the cactus paintings from the botanical gardens. We will have some throwback ones, like Pink Gator, which is the first black painting I did in my series. But all in all, it should be a really good video. You're gonna see a lot of old paintings, new paint. Well, all the old at this point. But you're gonna see a lot of my works. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let me set this up right quick. Boom, bam, bam, boom, boom, bam, bam. You see my OBS setup. All right, where is the video? Each of these live streams. All right, here we go. Okay. Here we are, just waiting.
All right, here's a video of mine.
All right, let's smile on this. How get this bigger? Yeah, better. All right, here we go.
Zima solo show at the ACA, titled Color Coded. This is the main gallery. We're setting up for a artist talk. All right, we can come in here. There's the marquee vinyl for the show with my name on it. All right, so Bywater Blues, one of the first 3 original black paintings that I ever done. Black paintings came out of a idea of painting a large scale painting that was 96 by 96 inches very fast. We'll get to that one. I'll get more into detail of that story as we go through. So a lot of these paintings right here are based off of endangered species like the red panda. You got Dream of Bamboo right here. Right, the map indicates where the animals are being hunted are going extinct. This one's in Asia, and this is one of 10,000. We go over here to the bear sloth in India. Made a little face in there of a eyeball with the fish skull and nose, mouth. The duck hunting duck from Nintendo. It's like a possum that kind of broke into the house by falling through the ceiling. Got Six Flags over his head. That's where I used to live at, New Orleans East, where Six Flags used to be at, but it's still abandoned. A lot of movies are shot back there now. The koalas in Australia. It's one of, God knows if I put a number up there. And right here is the snow leopards. This painting is called AB44, which is basically the law that makes it illegal to buy fur coats in, I think, California. It's like fur items. You got Balenciaga with some Japanese on top, some kanji. Super slimy and dope. Off-white, Balenciaga. We got these little charts for the Arctic amplifications that's happening right here in China. That's why the snow leopards are getting killed and made into jackets or whatever by people who see them coming from their habitats into their area. But there's more to that. Mix it on to the next. All right, right here is the original black painting itself, Paint Gator. I made this painting back in December 2016. I had an opportunity to show at Tulane University, but I wanted a really big painting. And I was like, man, what can I do with that? So my friends let me sneak into a facility while everybody was on vacation for holiday vacation. So I remember these paintings at Michael's that was all black. And I was like, man, that'd be a good way to do a quick painting. So I actually applied that to this painting right here. I only did it in like 3 days. But this is the first black painting. All right, we got the Empress. It's a combination of online dating by swiping left, swiping right. We got some stats about the name of the person, the age, and how many miles away they are. So it's definitely made out of 2 elements, which is like tarot cards, and I mean, you know, just internet type of aesthetic with this one. And the other, I think 4 paintings that's made in the style. Got Hot Girl Summer. Go Hot Girl Summer 2. All right, these 2 paintings were made in response to me having my first museum solo show at the Ogden. That's a museum in the downtown area of New Orleans. But that paintings, these 2 paintings, they definitely were a sequel to a bounce painting that I was about to paint over until somebody bought it when I had a residency at the Joan Mitchell Center. But they also have different elements about the party buses, and this is a map of New Orleans East, I-10 Service Road, Crowder. We've got different codes right here for when the party buses are not up to code to go on the road. Also got these Air Maxes up in here. On this one, we got the Chanel fanny pack. The map of Uptown, Chapchillas, Magazine Street, Louisiana. Here go the food. Get them Prada shades on. Right here, got the age, which is my age right now. I'll tell you I'm 24, but I'm actually 38. We got a little Pokemon doll here. So this is also based off of the tarot card, the Fool. So I have my own elements in it. Got this little cross hatching I did in there for a little detail. All right, this painting right here is called Song of Storms. I did this back in 2018 at the Joan Mitchell Center. When I first got in, I was like, man, I need to do a painting dedicated to one of my favorite paintings done by Picasso. And I went to MoMA back in 2014 and 15, and I was like studying this painting hard. So I just add little different elements in there also of video game aesthetics with these masks on the strippers. From Majora's Mask, a game by Nintendo in the Zelda series. Also got the money making it rain. Get the little buttons you press to make it rain in the game. There go the flute. There's something for you right here. Painting private dancer, I guess a companion piece to the Song of Storms. So there's a Houston line in Vegas right here. Based that off of the Roy Lichtenstein piece of A Lady in the Bathtub, but you know how to put that Johnism on it, black painting style. Another Roy Lichtenstein painting, influence painting. I already know the deal. City Girl, the third of the Hot Girl Summer paintings. I like to do this like a series within a series. So some of these works definitely bounce off each other outside of the idea of using the black paint. Now a lot of these paintings, they also have oil pens to do, paint pens made out of water-based paint pens to do all these line works and stuff like that. Like in my first 4 or 5, maybe like 8 works, I use oil pastels to do the outlines, but I change it up. Okay, 3 Hours of Rain. This was the first piece I already put into the Oh What a Night auction gala for the Ogden. It was an online edition, so for that, I got to see the piece move. So I went to a good collector. There you go. Story behind this painting. They got Mario influences and stuff. We got the guy on the left and the guy on the right. But we're shooting the waterboard. One guy's taking it serious, the other guy's taking it light. So in 2017, I had a studio in the 7th Ward, and the studio waterboard guys always would, be on shift doing their thing. But they had a bad flood that happened the first Saturday of that month, and I think I saw on the news that the Circle Food store was getting flooded. I was like, wait, hold up. My studio's like 8 blocks away, maybe 5 blocks away. But anyway, my homeboy, he came through and put up all the works, saved my paintings and stuff. So this is an homage to that. All right. We got Kingdom of Predators right here. All these little internet tabs. That's why you see the old white squares. All these blue folders indicate different online content that people can use to steal your identity, like IDs, VPNs, social security numbers, dumps, bins. You got the idea of what is to do online banking with Bitcoins and stuff like that. So this just shows how you can buy stuff from the black market, Silk Road, and Starbucks with Bitcoins. Same thing, you got the Silk Road camera right here also. All right, this right here is the portrait of me and my DNA percentages from Ancestry.com. This paint is called Pangea. Also got the 6 flags on top of my head and the meta. It's like the meta, what do you call that thing? The infinity symbol, yeah. Long ride up here. All right, so this is a map kind of indicating that I'm from all these places by percentages. We got the binary codes. You also got we call it the cybernetic shadows behind me. That also represents me being online. So, all right, so this is Young Blood right here, based off my stepdad when he went to Warren Easton High School. And also the FIFA game, got the little icons for how to do like a cool little move. Flip the ball up, hopefully you score. So this right here is RTA Bound 3, made 2017. So this is a painting that was made with those oil pastel lines. The original 2 are in my Humidity series. Here's a painting called.
All right, so let me run it back a little bit. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, hold up, hold up. How I
The
skip
original
over these
two are
two?
in my Humanity series.
All right, fill in the blanks. This is Pure Air, which is a portrait of Michael Jordan. Here's up. This one right here is Judas, which is right here in kanji, and these are the silver pieces. Yeah, I forgot how many pieces of silver they swapped out for Jesus' life. But right here is the Cambridge Analytica reference. This is Facebook. This is the memory or the online storage of stuff that Facebook sold to Cambridge Analytica. That's why this painting is called Judas, because they sold us out.
Here's a painting called Yellow Mary. Got different elements. We got some voodoo dolls here. Gree, fire, water. So all supposed to imitate the idea of magic within the southern part of America, especially with the bottle tree. We got Yellow Mary from Dogs of the Dust with the what was that frog name again? Oh man, can't think of his name right now.
Binja Binja from Gullah Gullah Island. So sometimes I speak with a little bit of a muddle in my voice. I run over words. But this painting is based off of Daughters of the Dust, where they had the Gullah Geechee people who didn't want to leave the island. Um, but Yellow Mary wanted to stay behind. So this painting kind of references the idea of Hilton Head Island now being a getaway resort for people who like to go golfing and have a little off time, on the island. So Hilton Head Island is right outside of South Carolina. You should really go check out Daughters of the Dust. Really good movie. I think Beyonce used it for her lemonade aesthetic. So y'all should probably check that out.
And now this place is like a arrivals and departure online type of stay. You can hang out at Hilton Head Island with the Gullah Geechee people once stayed at for outside of the slave rules of North America. All right, we got a whole bunch of stuff here on this wall. So I'm gonna gaze through it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give too much explanations about these paintings because we're gonna go through all of them in different archive videos on YouTube.
All right here is Undiscovered History of Greed Island. It's basically a painting talking about the removals of the Confederate monuments. That's why you have these little X's right here on the map. This is where slaves used to be held at in Algiers. This is Yosemite Sam, but actually Robert E. Lee was the Yosemite Sam mask. As you can tell by these little clippings right here. Six Flags back here, because he's in the east. And Yosemite Sam used to be the actual mascot for Banner Chevrolet. So just want to play all that in there. And then we got this cool crane to save or delete the monuments. We also got this little symbols right here for slaves I found on the internet. I'm not sure if that really would stand up, but just want to use different components of symbolisms throughout this work. All right, so we're gonna zip all the way to the front. I skipped a couple of pieces. All right. Do like a walkthrough. All right, right here is Digital Native. It's about my fiance and Gio. It's also a sequel to another painting I did called Fractured Leaf, which is currently residing in New York. Right here we have Keyboard Warrior, Baron Samedi. This is a combination of ideas of people getting online and trying to be tough. So this is that example. That's why we got the keyboard down here. And this is actually Pablo Shango, which I based this painting off of this figure. He's like a wrestler from WWF. I think 1990s era, but he used like cartoon gimmicks for the wrestlers. Right here is Dark Continent. Let's give like the origins of man, the predatory loans of China to these African nations. You got these Pokemon camels. It's kind of trying to depict Mansa Musa also. That's what this young kid is supposed to represent right here. The richest man on planet Earth at one point. He kind of caused inflation on this road to Mecca. These camels with all that gold dust in the back they had, just giving it out to people all across the Mali Empire. We got these mouse lemurs. They're going extinct too. Two of, I guess, 2000. Tree of Life. Got some Malamari 2, sequel to the original painting donated by Diego Cortez to Noma. Here goes the portrait of Anne. A little different elements of the Acadian flag in there. So cactus one. Capricorns. So a portrait of me as a Capricorn. Usually get confused with being demonic. Okay, I also got the Six Flags on top, trying to represent the speaker. All right, Woman Before a Mirror. This painting is like the third painting I had in the Over the Night auction. This one went to a collector. I'm gonna give away her name unless you come to the show and see it. But put this nice cool frame on it, and this painting just depicts the time we're living in with technology to where we have smart mirrors and the decision of women who are pro-life or pro-choice. And then we have different eggs to represent what state is legalized and what states is illegal to get an abortion. Got this Alice in Wonderland, I think, inspired painting called Cane River, based off of the Cane River movie. So at the bottom says, never forget who you are, Matoir. The Matoirs in the movie have beef with a lot of people in their community because their ancestors used to own slaves. Alright, keep pushing. That speaker. This is the Cody X. I did a whole video on this, so if you're on YouTube land, go ahead and check this out. I did it at Octavia Gallery with the gallery director Emily. Okay, right here we got Moon Rock. This is originally not a black painting, but I did use the black painting elements by painting the canvas black. But I did this at the Joe Mitchell Center, and it's basically just highlighting the media so we mine in the future. And this painting is called Moon Rock, which is a double entendre for that. And the idea of this guy smoking that moon rock. That's why he has the signals coming out of the blunt with the Bluetooth, because he's smoking that loud. Right here we got the OG Malamari painting donated by Diego Cortez to the New Orleans Museum of Art. You have this painting right here, which was the second painting I donated to Over the Night, named Queen, which is a sequel to the painting called Negro King Rex. Now, there haven't been a Black King or Queen of Rex yet, but this is a painting kind of giving that type of symbolism and ideas of the future. And this right here is the symbol, I guess, the initials they put over Christ's head when he got crucified, kind of symbolizing the Catholic origins of a lot of traditions in New Orleans. I go right here. Alright, so a special treat for people that come in. I've been doing these paintings called the, actually they're inspired by the game, what was that? Virtual Boy. It's a Nintendo system that flopped. But I've been using like this red black light paint. It's a portrait of myself, Shaka Zulu keyboard warrior, Gucci flip flops, Alexander the Great, keyboard warrior. Alright, let me go over here. Alright, so these are just based off of the ideas of building a trove. We get online and we see people just going ham, just trying to get a reaction out of people. This is kind of represents that a little bit. Right here we got Master T. This is a painting that honors Robert Fair Thompson, who did the Flash of the Spirit book that was referenced by a lot of artists and a lot of creative thinkers on African diaspora and just the culture of the influence from the motherland on the world, that we live in today. And there's one last portrait of Anne Michelle. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this walkthrough.
All right. So the next video, thanks, Ken. So it's my bro Kenny in the chat. Damn, did I just do that? Oh my God, I'm just pressing anything. All right, so we're gonna have a video of the artist talk.
The Blackpaintings, because everybody's like Catholic down there almost. So I would have family members that would be like,
Got the
the
artist
people
back.
over there, they do blah, 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 blah. But then you start seeing these people do the same type of thing, different rituals and stuff. So it's kind of like ingrained within the culture, but people are kind of, I guess now people understand that the whole idea of it being more magic and, you got black magic and you got like stuff that's kind of like to help, So I'm not gonna say anybody's name in my family that practice that, but yeah, it's been kind of like utilized a little bit over the last decades and generations. So I guess people now are being open to it as a sense of spirituality, since a lot of people are being able to get a lot of education on it. So I don't really practice it per se, but wishful thinking and lighting candles is kind of like doing that practice.
Yeah, it's also interesting in light of a lot of the themes that you're engaging with across these works. There are also cases in which like West African culture is preserved, almost like through the shroud of new religions in the Americas. And I'm thinking also about something like Santeria, where you have this kind of like mapping of Yoruba Orishas onto Catholic saints, and it's like you're almost like that sense of invisibility or visibility is almost like you're protecting the West African culture through kind of layering it into Western Christianity. And so it's interesting, like these histories are always so multi-layered in ways that also speak to those questions.
I had two brothers with some type of magic like that. When I was like in 6th grade, my mom bought this house in overseas. It was like really cool. But I did a search with, like, I was putting stuff up in the closet, what I had, and I saw this voodoo doll, man. It's like this little baby doll with like new hair, and like matches in his head. That shit was crazy. We were out of the house in 4 years, but anyway. Fast forward, I have a studio in St. Claude, and I looked around, I'm like, man, this place is like pretty much, probably was crashed in by some homeless people. But when we fixed the place up, they had like these little red X's marks on the ground. I'm like, what the hell that's all about? Then I found out they had like a guy practicing magic in there, but he had put like chicken blood on the walls and stuff. So we were out there 4 years.
I'd be suspicious of that.
So yeah, bro, that was a little bit of some insight. That was like one of my largest shows. Bro, you gotta have some more pictures, bro. All right, here we go. Yeah, it just shows you the scale of the wall, bro. But all in all, very good presentation by Jake Falk. Um, this show was like what 3-4 years ago probably, and yeah, I never had a show that big, since. But I've had other museum and university shows um, that I would say complements a lot of the black paintings that I did over the years that were displayed really well in the other facilities that have them, and we will go over those in different archive videos. But with that being said, I might still be streaming later on. Shout out to Ken for hopping in there. Sometimes I'll be having like a lot of people in my, not a lot, but like a handful of people, two handful of people in my viewing of my streams. But this is an impromptu archive video that I wanted to share featuring my paintings at the ACA a few years back. With that being said, I'll be on here later streaming with the Danger Gang, but I'll holler at y'all later.